Lead by example. That's it. So you go by Michael or you go by Mike?
Whatever you want. Some people call me Mike, some people Michael.
All right. Well, I'm going to call you Mike. So today I have Mike with us on the podcast. He's an Elizabethtown member since, 2024, you said?
Right at the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not a real long-term member. What made you join a gym? Or have you been a member of other facilities and then you kind of just found your way to us?
Yeah, I originally went to the gym in like July of 2021.
Okay.
So I have like a little over 4 years of experience.
Yeah.
And I've been in sports my whole entire life.
All right, let's talk about that. So what sports?
Football, wrestling, basketball, soccer, gymnastics. If I didn't say baseball, everything.
So you've done everything, right? Yeah. So was that kind of like are you only child?
No, middle child.
So the family just was into sports.
Mm-hmm.
Like mom and dad were like, hey, running the kids everywhere. Let's get to practice. Let's go here. Let's go there.
My dad was a bodybuilder. You know, he did football. He did the wrestling stuff.
Yeah.
So
what? So you're out of school now?
Yeah, just graduated.
Last year?
Yep.
Okay. So you're not playing sports anymore?
Nope.
Yeah. So that's a big transition, right? Because myself, I was in sports, same thing. I never did the gymnastics side, but I did everything else, that you can name, basketball. I played soccer. I wasn't a football player, but I was in sports through the whole year, you know what I mean? Depending on what season it was. So after sports, it was hard for me to find something that it was like, okay, I got to do something because we're active, right? So
yeah.
What's better than going and joining a gym and you're still staying fit and you're still exercising? Is that kind of what transitioned you? I mean, you're probably hitting the weights with football and everything else, but is that what brought you into like the gym atmosphere that you didn't have sports to do anymore? Or tell me.
Believe it or not, the initial reason was because of an injury where I could not do sports anymore in January of 2021.
Okay, so what happened there?
So there was like a football camp. And it was January, so it was like indoor, off season. And it was like halfway through the camp. And the coaches had us doing 40-yard sprints. That was not a problem for me. Did the sprint, but right when I stopped sprinting, I got this sharp pain.
Okay.
In my lower left side of my back. It's like whenever I lift up my leg, sharp pain in my back.
Okay.
And so since then, I've been going to doctors. Got CT scans, CAT scans, MRIs, X-rays, even some back injections. And I still have it to this day. They haven't been able to find what it is.
So you did like physical therapy and stuff like that. So you're still dealing with the pain today. Man, that sucks because you don't realize how much your lower back until you start moving. Like that's where everything originates from, your core.
Tell me about it.
So whether it's upper body, lower body. So how are you dealing? Like doctor's appointments are done. Like
they would just started doing them again. I have an appointment in December.
Okay.
After like a year of no doctor appointments for it.
Okay. What physical therapy have they done? Like they put you through the ringer of physical therapy, like sessions and all that stuff, and it didn't help?
Mm-hmm. Like exercises, going to the facility. I did that for like 6 months.
And nothing?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I think it's like such a particular thing back there. Like it's hard to find.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's out of my realm, but we do have Jared Shepler. I don't know if Alex has talked to you at all about that. He's actually going to be in the E-Town facility full-time starting November 1st. Nice. The dude is amazing. It's him and his wife. Rebuilt physical therapy. They're going to be in-house with us come November. I would definitely talk to him because maybe just there's some stretching that he can show you that's going to help. It's not going to fix it, but it may help alleviate some of that pain. Yeah. That sucks. So, still going at it, even though you're having pain. What? Give me an idea of like what you do when you come to the gym. Like, how many days a week are you doing? Like, what type of workout? Like your split, if you can share that with us.
Yep. So I'm trying to be a bodybuilder.
Okay.
Actually compete down the road.
Yeah.
Obviously not in a rush, not for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe like mid-20s. But so I come twice a day, 7 times a week. So almost like 4 or 5 hours a day.
Yeah. So this is the thing with you guys, the young guys, right? Like you have so much energy and so much testosterone, you can overtrain. All right. So now that I know, so you don't have any days off, no breaks.
Only if I really need one. Like sometimes I might take a day.
Sometimes your body's like, hey, I need a timeout. Yeah. Well, wait till you get older, he'll tell you that a lot. It's like, hey, timeout, man, take a break. So 7 days a week. Let's break it down. So what do you do on Monday?
I like to spread it out like as much as I can.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm hitting like muscle groups maybe 2 to 3 times a week. Just chest
Yeah.
for the first workout.
Yep.
And then it's gonna be like the second one's gonna be biceps and calves. So something completely different,
So when you're saying second work, you're talking about like in the same day though.
Yeah, morning.
So like in the morning you're hitting chest, In the evening, you're hitting buys.
Biceps and calves.
All right.
I try to eat calves every day because I feel like it's a lacking
Weak
point for
Okay.
me.
Yeah.
And then
That's genetic. A lot of it's genetics.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
then the next day would be, like a back,
Yeah.
and then triceps and calves.
Okay. And then legs.
I like to split up my leg day, so like one workout's quads and one workout's hamstrings and adductors.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. Dude, this is interesting because it's been a long time since I talked to like young guys like you, and knowing your goal is bodybuilding. I've never competed. I never had the desire to get on a stage, but I've trained a lot of guys that have competed.
Right.
And I can tell you that one, I love your freaking passion and your drive, but your recovery is just as important. So you got to remember this. So when you're in a gym, like if you think of my fingers as like muscle fibers, every rep, the slower I go, the harder I'm hitting each fiber, and I'm putting tears in it, right? So we're tearing down the muscle. A lot of guys and girls will think that when they're in the gym, because you get that pump and you're like, man, I'm growing. I'm growing. You're actually not. You're tearing down that muscle,
Yeah,
right?
bringing it
So
down.
we're destroying that muscle, and the time it grows is the time that we're not using it. So if you're hitting chest in the morning and you're hitting buys in the evening and then you're hitting back in the morning, your biceps never recovered. You know what I mean? So as hard as this is probably to listen to, you probably need to do, and this is not normal. Most time I tell people to do more. You probably have to back off a little bit because you really want to grow that muscle. And you're a big boy, so if you want to grow that muscle mass, you have to give it more time to recover.
Yeah, I definitely been through so many regimens, like learning.
Yeah.
with
Well,
experience.
dude, you're young, bro. You're young.
Yeah.
I started working out when I was your age. Same thing. I came out of high school, and I may have started getting into lifting a little bit before I graduated high school because I had a friend that was into it, and it was perfect because I knew about the gym and I was into it a little bit. Left high school, no sports, just focused on the gym.
Right.
The gym I went to was really bodybuilding gym. Like it was pretty hardcore, all dudes just competing and stuff. So I learned a lot from those guys. But the biggest thing is that recovery time, like taking a day off because the time you're growing is when you're not doing anything. So I love to actually come out to E-Town with you and we'll set up some sessions.
Yeah.
I really don't train anymore. Like we talked earlier, I'm not really into training, but I love helping people. So I love being on the floor and just sharing knowledge because that's what I think the world operates better when we help each other. So I would love to come out and just go through a couple workouts with you and just see your splits, and maybe we can talk a little bit more about that because I think that you're probably overtraining. Well, I know
I get that a lot.
I know you are. I know. If you're hitting a muscle group 3 times a week, you're overtraining. Yeah, I do like that you split the legs, quads, and hamstrings because that's one of the splits I work with people. But yeah, bodybuilding is the rest and recovery is just as important as kicking your ass in the gym. You know what I mean? So you're probably overtrained with that, but we'll talk more about that when we get out there in the club.
Yeah.
So what made you want to do bodybuilding?
Well, the original reason I joined the gym was not for bodybuilding.
Okay.
So it kind of like grew on me over time. I wanted something to do. I wanted to stay active. Couldn't do sports.
Yeah.
From January to like July of 2021, I was really like depressed. Couldn't get out of bed
Why?
because I couldn't do sports.
So it was like the end of the world because sports is what would drive you.
That's all I knew.
Yeah,
Or
that's
school.
probably why you got passing grades in school is because of sports,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
Dude, sports are a huge influence on who you're going to be as an adult, and it's a huge asset to getting through school because I was the same way. I was a straight C student. I didn't give a shit about school. I kept passing grades because I wanted to be eligible to play sports. Right. So I think it's huge, and I think a lot of people don't realize how important sports are to our schools to keep the kids focused on school too. So you left school, got depressed.
Well, I was still going to school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like the sports were over.
Oh yeah, couldn't do them. I tried to get back into it, but every time I started doing good, the back just came back.
Yeah.
Like the back pain.
So how did you tell me more about that? Like you're in depression. So what got you out of it?
Definitely some friends talked to me about the gym and how they go to the gym. And of course, I've been in the gym environment a few times with football, the weight room, stuff like that. So, thought I'd give it a try.
Yeah.
Gives me something to do, and it's not like I have to use my back. I can work around it a little bit.
Right.
And there's a lot into fitness. It's not just the weightlifting. But, yeah, and that's ever since then.
Yeah, so you knew your way around a gym. It was just a matter of having some good friends that said, hey, get off your ass.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, fitness is not just about wanting to be a bodybuilder or looking good naked. It's huge. When it comes to depression, it's the number one relief for depression.
Yeah.
Not pills, like all the stuff that the medical field out there. Don't get me wrong, there's people that need pills. If you're at that level of depression where you might be thinking of some bad things like suicide and stuff like that, 100%. But if it's just the depression that most individuals deal with on a regular basis, like just getting your body in motion, like fitness, working out with weights, pushing some weight, doing some cardio, getting that heart pumping, it will relieve that depression, and you'll start feeling better. And actually, the first thing we see is when people join the gym, they'll come in, maybe the head's down a little bit. They're not as confident. They might be going through some stuff that we don't know because we're not sitting down them on a podcast and learning more about them. But the first thing we notice is they're smiling more. Their head's a little higher. They have a different swagger when they're coming through the door. They just have more confidence. And that's the number one thing that we get to enjoy when people join our gym. We get to see that first, is just their confidence level and how they feel about themselves, and they just have more energy. And I always say, the end result is you're going to look better naked. That's my go-to. It just happens, right? The more you take care of your body, you're fueling it better, and you're hitting the weights and you're working out, everything's going to come together. Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about, you came out of the depression. Like, what was the first thing? Like, if you can think back, you came to the gym, you started exercising. Tell me a little bit more, because there's a lot of people out here that deal with, maybe not inside our clubs, but in our neighborhoods and in our communities that deal with depression. So what was the first thing like that you noticed once your friends got you moving in the gym?
I mean, definitely once I got settled with the gym, depression went way down.
Yeah.
Like a lot less significant for sure.
Okay.
To the point where it wasn't even existing in me anymore.
Yeah. So tell me that transition, like after you weren't feeling depressed anymore, like what made you want to, I mean, to me, I already know this, but what made you just say, okay, this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go to the gym. Like, where was that? What triggered that? Was it?
Because I like that you had to earn the muscle. You can't buy it. You can't buy
Right.
your physique. You have to work for it.
Right.
And I've always liked that kind of mindset of like working towards something.
Yeah.
And like earning and putting in the hard work. So that's definitely what drove me.
I like that because especially nowadays, especially you guys, you grew up on the internet and all this stuff, right? And there's so many fake people out there that are like, hey, you'll be a millionaire in a day, or whatever the hell they're trying to say. That's all bullshit. I can tell you, as being an entrepreneur, it's not that easy, right? We're grinding. Nothing comes easy, and if it does, then it's probably not real. But earning your physique, earning your health, it can't be bought. It can't be bought. I don't care if you're a millionaire or billionaire. Like, there's one thing that makes us all even, is our health and our fitness levels. You have to work for it and you have to earn it. So I like that. So that's going to keep you driven. So when you would come to the gym and you're done with a workout, like, how'd that make you feel when you were leaving the gym?
It's like a wave of dopamine,
Yeah.
I'm always feeling that way. Just like I tried as hard as I could, I didn't leave anything on the table. So it's a great feeling.
Yeah. So you're an athlete.
Yeah.
You're used to being, pushed to a little bit outside your comfort level, and then you would do the same thing. But now it's all on you. You don't have a coach there saying, Mike, give me a couple more reps. You have to physically be like, or mentally be like, okay, I got to push myself. I can get another rep, right? So like one more rep, one more set. When you leave maybe a workout that you didn't want to do, how does that make you feel?
I'm so glad that I showed up rather than not showing up at all.
Yeah.
I still did something, even if it didn't feel the best or didn't go the best. I still went to the gym,
Why?
Discipline.
Yeah.
Discipline over everything. Motivation never stays.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll be, sky high. Sometimes.
Right. You just got to do it. Yeah.
Got to do it.
And there's certain days you probably enjoy training more than other days, depending on, some people just love legs. Some people hate legs. So no matter what, that's discipline. Like, most guys love doing like buys and tries because, one, it's an easy workout. It doesn't take a lot of, weight. You're not straining as much as the bigger muscle groups. But legs, man, they'll test you, right? So that discipline is what's going to get you through those days that are like not your favorite. Yeah. So, dude, let's talk a little bit about nutrition, right? Because the workouts are not a problem. You're hitting 2-a-days. Talk a little bit about nutrition. Like, how does that, like, when you grew up, what was your nutrition in the family? Like, was it, a lot of fast food because you guys are busy? Or just give me a little bit of example of, like, the food you grew up on, and obviously you're still growing up, you're 19. So, like, where your nutrition has gone. Like, is it the same as when you were younger and now you're, getting into your 20s? Have you changed it at all? Like, educate us a little bit on that.
It was always pretty much healthy eats, never fast food.
Okay.
Never, which was nice.
Yeah.
But of course, when I was younger, I was like, I want fast food. But then at the end of the day, you realize like they were doing us a favor.
Right.
It was always the chicken, broccoli, green beans, corn stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So throughout my whole entire life, which was nice, and definitely was good for my sports and my fitness.
Sure.
And it's been pretty much the same.
Okay. So if you're out on the road and you're like, man, I didn't meal prep, I don't have, a packed lunch. What's your go-to on the road? Like, what would you grab?
Sheets, maybe like a tuna
Yeah.
sandwich kind of thing, or like an egg salad.
Yep.
Something like that.
Yeah. So sheets is nice because it's MTO. You go made to your order, right? So
Exactly.
you can kind of customize it and make it as healthy as you want or as unhealthy as you want. I think that's a great option to go. That's one of mine if I'm out and it's something I could go and build my own. Whatever, whether it's a salad or a sandwich or whatever, you get to pick and choose what you want.
Exactly.
So a lot of families that have multiple kids, so how many siblings you got?
Older brother, younger sister.
Okay. So there's moms and dads out there that same thing, maybe healthy, and the kids have baseball, the kids have football, and it's like, man, we don't have time because as a parent, my son played sports all year round too. So as a parent, you can be like, man, I didn't plan anything for dinner, and we got this practice, and then we got to do this. And it's very easy to say, it's going to run through McDonald's.
Yep.
Right. And I think now the world's a little bit more educated on nutrition, as far as there's been studies done about different fast food chains and how the food just doesn't even go bad. It's still good after being in a bag for how many weeks. So I think that more people are aware of the dangers of fast food, and now I think we do have more options like MTO, like going to Sheets and things like that. So it's, as a parent, you almost have to think ahead and have a game plan, whether it's meal prepping for your kids and for the family, or just now we have like the different companies that will deliver your food to the house, that you really don't even have to do meal prep or anything. It just comes in a box and you open it up and mom or dad cooks it, and it's healthy. So it's having a plan when it comes to nutrition. So let's talk a little bit. Do you track your macros or anything like that?
Of course.
Let's talk about it.
You want to like me go through it?
Yeah.
On average, maybe like as of right now, I'm kind of like in a bulking kind of setting.
Okay.
5,000 calories, like 250 grams of protein, 400 grams of carbs, and like 250 grams of fat.
Yeah, dude,
Looking
that's
at.
awesome. See, what's important is that at 19 years old, you already have this mindset that I've got to pay attention to how I'm fueling my body. That's huge, because there's a lot of 19-year-olds out there that aren't even thinking about it. You know what I mean? They're just eating whatever, whether it's Hot Pockets or Pop-Tarts or whatever it is. You're actually thinking as this is fuel, and this is going to help me grow and help me have more energy during my workout. So that's freaking awesome. Has anybody have you checked like body fat and stuff like that? So you got your macros, or tell me, how did you get your macros, like on a macro app?
Yeah, it's an app.
Yeah. So talk a little bit more about that.
Well, believe it or not, I never actually got like my body fat percentage before. Like
Yeah.
I never got it checked. But I mean, yeah, I did some like figuring it out with the MyFitnessPal app. If you're familiar with that, figuring out the macros I want to do and like what my goals are.
Yeah. So what, you just put your weight in, your age, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Height,
there's a lot of people don't even know those apps exist, right? Now we do, because we're in this. Like you're already really aware of your nutrition and your workouts. But yeah, there's an app out there probably for everything you can think of right now. So if it's someone that's struggling with nutrition, like just punching in your numbers, where where you want to be, and then I also recommend sitting down with a trainer and just trying to figure out, where, we're not trying to, but figuring out where your body fat's at, kind of looking on a scale where's healthy and where we want to get you to. So yeah, nutrition is very easy to track, especially if you have an app like that. Mm-hmm. And then as far as supplements, do you use any supplements or anything like that?
Protein powder.
Yeah.
Amino acids, the multivitamin, zinc, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Creatine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, I think.
Creatine's huge. Like back in the day, we're going back, oh my God, 20 years ago. maybe more, but there's always this big like confusion of creatine. You know what I
Always.
mean?
Always is.
Especially when it came to like high school sports and not staying hydrated and this and that. But creatine is found in like red meats. It's just a very small percentage of creatine that's in there. So that's why in the beginning of our exercise program, no matter what you're doing, you have more energy, and then you lose that energy because you've used all the creatine in your body because we're not taking that much creatine in. So yeah, like taking a healthy dose of creatine, 5 to 10 grams a day, is huge. And now most recently, they've done studies that it shows that it even helps with like brain health, like as far as dementia, all that stuff. So 100%, like I think everybody should be taking creatine at some level where it's just 5 grams a day. Because it's just ATP, so it's muscle energy, and it's just going to give you more energy, and it's going to fuel your body to get better workouts in. So
Exactly.
good deal. So where do you get your you're online buying supplements, or where do you purchase your supplements at?
You know the brand Bulk Supplements?
Yeah.
That's what I use for my creatine and everything.
Okay.
Unflavored protein.
Yeah. So but you're ordering online and just getting it online, or you're going to stores?
I get it online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's most people. Because especially since COVID, most people realize that it's just so easy to get online and to order. And there's so many different companies out there. We're actually a wholesaler for Prestige Labs, which they ship direct. You can order through the club and get wholesale pricing, and they ship direct. But the most important thing is finding a quality company and quality product, because you can go to some of these bulk stores and get a creatine that's maybe like a quarter of the price. The reason it's a quarter of the price is because it's not as pure, it's not as good. So the old saying of you get what you pay for is very true when it comes to supplements. So if you're shopping for the cheapest supplement out there, you're probably getting the lowest quality supplement out there.
Exactly.
So it's important to do your research and make sure that you're looking up the companies and making sure that it's quality products that you're putting in your body, right?
You would say Bulk Supplements good quality product.
Yeah. We don't get paid to sponsor anybody, but I think I've already mentioned about HelloFresh. But the two top companies that I'll work with but I'll purchase stuff from is Prestige Labs, because one, we're affiliated with them, and then two, First Form is probably one of the most quality companies out there. They have a great reputation, they have great leadership, and they just have good products. So those two companies there is who I'll work with. But so we covered your workout, 2-a-days, 7 days a week. We covered nutrition. Let's talk about now after high school, like where's your purpose and passion? Like what do you find at 19 years old? Because it's been a long time since I've been 19. So where do you see, like what's your vision? Where do you see for like your purpose in life? You know what I'm saying?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, I'm not even sure.
Yeah.
And maybe I won't know what my purpose is for a while.
Yeah.
But that's the journey, part of the journey.
Yeah. Dude, I'll tell you, at 19, I had no idea what the hell I was going to do. I had a kid that was 2 years old when I was 19. So I had a kid when I was 17. I knew I wasn't going to college. I hated school. And I just knew fitness was where I went after I went to work. And then at one point in my life, a girlfriend said, you go to the gym every night. Why don't you just work there? Never even thought about it. And I was like, Started in gym part-time, and one thing led to another. Here we are. I'm 52 years old and in the fitness industry for over 30 years. But at your age, there's a lot of kids out there at 19 really don't know what they want to do. So it's take day by day. But where do you see, like, give me like what's a week in Mike's shoes? Like, are you working right now?
Well, I actually have a pet sitting business.
Okay, tell me more about that, dude. So you're like an entrepreneur?
Yeah.
Okay, so what made this happen? What started this?
Well, I've been around animals my whole entire life. I grew up with dogs, cats, bunnies, fish, everything under the sun.
Yeah.
And I've always had a connection with animals.
Okay.
Like my dad always called me the cat whisperer, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so I thought I could turn it into something,
But so you just woke up one day and you're like, man, I'm just gonna be a pet sitter. Like did something happen that you were like, man, this might be my purpose, or like I can make a living on this?
Well, the reason I thought it would be a good idea is because I like to go meet all the animals and get out there.
Yeah.
See all, you don't realize how many people have animals. It's like every household now.
has an animal of some sort.
Yeah, some sort.
Well, tell me, let's back up. So the day you decided, you just woke up and you said, man, I think that I could be a pet sitter.
Yeah, I think I'll be really good at it. Yeah, it was my complete own idea.
Yeah, so did you think like, man, this could be a job, or you just thought like, man, I'd like to take care of pets?
Oh, I definitely wanted to make it like a job for me.
Yeah, so you could get paid.
Yep.
All right, so day one, I want to be a pet sitter. Tell me like what did you sit down and get a game plan together? Like, because entrepreneurship is huge, right? So this is how stuff happens. Like you sit down, you have an idea, and it's either you're fixing an idea that you could do better, or you're coming up with something that maybe no one ever thought of. Like obviously we have dog walkers and things like that, but pet sitting, like I don't know how many pet sitters are out there. You know what I mean? Like if we have someone that needs to watch a dog, we usually take my daughter. Hey, you got to stay at the house.
Yeah, exactly.
Or we have a friend swing by. You know what I mean? So tell me how you put the game plan together for this whole business.
I first started going door to door to people, and giving a flyer I have with like my info, what I do, all this stuff, like overnights, dog walks, like and all that and everything under the sun that they need.
So you developed your own flyer. Did you use AI?
No, of course not.
Okay, because now everybody's just using AI. But
it's a good tool.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. AI is so good for things like that, right? So you came up with a flyer, and you put just your information on there. Or tell me a little bit more about that, because you got me excited now that you're an entrepreneur, dude.
Yeah, literally just going door to door, talking to people, getting to meet them, and like that I'm in your community. I'm a pet sitter if you ever need someone to watch your animal, if you have an animal. Of course, I went to some houses that didn't have anyone.
Sure.
But I said, if you got like a friend or a family member that has a pet, maybe needs a pet sitter,
yeah,
here's my flyer,
So let me explain to you I don't think you realize like how big of a deal this is. So at 19, you guys, everything's text messaging, right? Face-to-face interaction for your guys is growing up, especially you guys went through COVID and all that shit, right? So like to be able to go knock on someone's door, that's a huge, huge asset that you have, because most 19-year-olds will not knock on the door and just cold talk to somebody. You know what I mean?
It was definitely out of my comfort zone for sure.
Yeah.
But
so yeah, probably the first door you were probably like, oh shit,
yeah.
Like what the hell am I going to say? So how many doors do you think you knocked on like when you first started?
Probably over 300.
Damn.
A good part of E-Town.
Yeah.
For sure,
So, but by number 100, you're probably like,
oh yeah, it's like
it's easy.
Yeah.
Now
The demand's there. I have some employees actually already.
What? So how'd that happen? You have the demand, so you're like, I need someone to help me.
Yeah, I have some. Actually, there's some of my friends that are mostly doing it for me now.
Yeah, that's cool.
I give them a little cut, a little share of the money, and
Dude,
they enjoy doing it.
I love it. I love it. Well, dude, we took this to a whole nother different direction. I didn't know we'd go today because one, I knew that when we started this that you're a young man, and I learned a lot about like your fitness and nutrition, and I never thought we'd end up on the entrepreneur side of things. So, what's the scariest thing of being like an entrepreneur?
Definitely starting.
Yeah.
And that there will be failure. You can't avoid it, but that is how you learn at the end of the day.
You learn, and mistakes is what you learn from, right? So that's what you just said, the failure. I think most people look at it, and I think it's a mindset thing. Like they want to go into business, they want to do something, and they think everything has to be perfect. Like the pieces all have to be in place, and that's really not how it works, because it's never that way. You just put one foot in front of the other and figure shit out as you go.
Exactly.
So how many years you been doing this since you got out of school?
I've been doing it since like January 2024.
All right.
So right around when I joined New York Fitness.
Okay. So what's the name? What's your name of the business?
It's called Big Mike's Pet Sitting.
Big Mike's Pet Sitting. There you go. If you're looking for somebody to watch the animals, is it most people that are like going to dinner and they need you to come over, sit, or they're at work and they need someone to come over and check on the animals then? Like, what's your normal client? Like, why are they hiring you?
A lot of them are dailies. Like I have a client who goes out of the state for their work.
Okay.
And so they need someone to look after their dogs for a while.
Yeah.
And that's like almost every day of the week, that I need to do that. And I have a lot of those kind of dailies.
Yeah.
It's for work.
Dude, I love it. I love it.
Before that, it was just like a family member watching or a friend.
Yeah.
But then I realized they could like actually get someone to
Okay.
official pet
So
sitter.
how can people find you? Like how can they find your business and get a hold of you? Do you have like just the social media or?
No, but I haven't even done that yet. Right now it's just word of mouth.
Okay.
The demand's there. I mean,
Yeah.
people will talk.
So you don't have any social media contact for the business?
Well, I mean, in my Instagram bio, it's like my gym content. I have like
Yeah.
owner of Big Mike's Pet Sitting.
Okay. So let me give you a recommendation. You should just put it on there because that's how most people are going to find people right now. They're going to go on, and even if it's just they search, and they're going to say pet sitter in Elizabethtown, PA's area. If you have a page, it's going to bring you up. And a lot of it now is going through AI, and AI is going to say, oh, we have Big Mike's. It's located boom, 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 and here's the phone number. So definitely put some type of page out there. And it's not that you have to be on there posting stuff all the day, but have something there that people can find you.
Yeah, have them know, like,
Yeah.
there's a pet sitter out there.
Yeah, here's my number.
Yeah, exactly.
Text me or call me. Yeah, definitely put something out there because it's free, and it's people are going to find you.
Use it to your advantage.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, yeah. Market. Dude, if you went out and pounded the pavement, that's the hard part. The easy part is making a page and saying, here, you can find me. You know what I mean? Cool. Well, what else do you want to talk about? Let's talk about your fitness journey in the gym. Like how can we get more people to come into a gym? It doesn't necessarily have to be New York Fitness, but how can we get more people? Because like we talked earlier, people are scared to walk through that door. What would you give them as advice if they're thinking about coming in to a club or a gym to work out?
I do think, again, it's kind of like being a business owner. The start is hard, but once you like go through it over again and fail, you'll grow. You have to grow, you know?
I think it's like they're scared to open that door because we all picture, right? If you're going to something that you've never been to, you already have in your brain and your head and your mind what you think it's going to be like. Is it anything like that? Like when you first walk into a gym, like if people are like, man, everybody's going to stare at me. I'm out of shape.
Yeah,
I'm going to be the only out of shape person in this club. And people are just going to stop everything they're doing and be like, oh my God, fat person just walked in the club.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think they'll think. You know, they'll think it's all meatheads, like, all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, testosterone, but
yeah.
No.
So tell me a little bit about the members that are out at your location. What type of people do you see in your club? Is it all just dudes that are hitting weights, or like what age groups do you see, and what type of demographic?
All different kinds of people.
Yeah.
Like 13-year-olds there, like with their moms. You know, people coming in after work, that they come in all their work clothes. You know, just their life. You know, it's just daily life. You know.
Yeah. It's like brushing your teeth. You're going to the gym.
Yeah, exactly.
You got guys, you got girls, you got old people, you got young people.
There's a good amount of older people.
Yeah. So you're our youngest person that we've had on the podcast so far, and I think Alex said Bob was 70, in his 70s. So we have every demographic. We, as a business, they want you to focus on a certain demographic. I've never done that with our clubs because we're here for all walks of life. So we're here for everybody, whether it's someone that's 13 to 15, they're coming in with mom and dad, or someone that's 16 and older and they're just starting on their own and coming in by themselves or with friends, or if it's that senior that just, maybe retired and has some more time on their hands, we want to make sure we're comfortable for everybody. Our average membership is probably between 35 and 55 years of age, but we have all walks of life.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
No one's left out.
No. And everybody feels comfortable. You're definitely going to find someone in there that you can relate to, whether it's your fitness level or your age or maybe like what you do for a living. So I would say your purpose, dude, is that the pet industry, because you're doing a good job with it from what it sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else do you want to share with people here as far as where do you see your next 5 years? You're 19 years old. Like, give me a little bit of a picture into Mike's future.
I definitely do want to try and become a personal trainer.
Yeah.
But again, I am really young. I'm still learning myself.
Yeah.
But definitely that would definitely be another step.
Okay.
Sure,
I like that. Mm-hmm. I like that. You're really in the business of caring. Is what I'm learning about you, Mike, is that you're in a business of caring, because pets, you care about the animals. You want to make sure that they're happy and they're taken care of. And then mentioning personal training, that's only somebody that cares about helping people.
Of course.
Personal training is number one. You have to care more about that client than you do yourself. And trust me, I've had personal trainers over the 30 years that some of them are fixing their hair in the mirror, because there's mirrors everywhere. So they're fixing their hair in the mirror and they're not paying attention to their client, or I mean, the stories go on and on. So you have to put your pet or your clients, like both of them fall in the same range. It's all about them. So it's all about that pet that you're taking care of. It's all about that client that you're trying to get to exercise safely and get a good workout in. The only thing I can say on the personal training side is to just, like you said, keep learning. You know, there's certifications out there. Go get one of the certification classes, and you can kind of do it on your own time frame and just educate yourself on it. And then we also do some shadowing programs of having you shadow some of the trainers that you can kind of learn a little bit more behind the scenes stuff, like how we track everything and all that stuff. So that'd be something that would always be available to you.
Yeah, I didn't know you had that, a shadowing program.
Yeah.
I shadow this local personal trainer in E-Town who does his own thing. He rents out a building with all his equipment, and I just go in there sometimes and shadow him, and he has all kinds of clients, you know, older, younger, so it's kind of cool to see how he interacts with each of them, how it's different, how it's relatable, you know.
Dude, that's exactly what it's about, because you have to be able to work with, and you don't have to, maybe you just want to be that person that's working with high school athletes, but if you want to be a well-rounded trainer, you have to be comfortable working with that high school student. You have to be comfortable working with that senior citizen that maybe just had knee replacement. You have to be able to learn how to work with all the different fitness levels. And that just comes over time, you know what I mean? Again, nobody's born with knowing everything. The only way you learn it is to put yourself in those shoes. And if you can shadow a trainer and learn that way, or just observe, you're going to learn a lot more that way.
Exactly.
Do you have any questions for me? Because I have one more question for you.
I just wanted to know what got you into being a gym owner.
Yeah.
Like,
so in a nutshell, out of high school, I didn't know what the hell I was going to do. Passion for sports. So I was always coaching. Like I mentioned, I had a son when I was 17 years old. So I was always involved with coaching, his sports, this and that. I would have a regular job. I worked in sales. I worked in warehouses. Never was like, it was just, I had to earn money. I had to pay for diapers and, you know, whatnot, a car payment, this and that. The girlfriend that introduced me to, maybe you should work at a gym. I got hired at a gym working 15 hours a week, just like 3 nights a week, 5 hours at the desk. That led into the manager at that location was putting her notice in, and I was the first person they thought of taking a management position. Took a management position. Was always involved with the personal training, whether it was new members coming in, doing orientations, and worked for that company for about 7 years and went through 3 different owners. And at that time, and I was full-time now, and at that time, they shut the doors on the last owner I was working for because he wasn't paying the rent. And I got a hold of the landlord, and he was a lot of money behind in there. So they said, you have to pay this if you want to take over the location. I said, no, that's his debt, not mine. And they said, well, then we're locking it down. And I said, okay, I'm going to go open a club. And they're like, where? I said, I'm going to go to Harrisburg, and I'm going to open up a gym. And the landlord, I remember him saying, she goes, no, you aren't. And that was it, man. You tell me that I'm not going to do something, it's on.
It's on.
So I went home. Luckily, I had enough equity in my house that I took the equity out of my house, which was only like $30,000. That basically got me the money to get the keys to, it was an old gym that moved out. It was Harrisburg Gold's gym up on 22. They moved out and moved down the street into a new facility. So I knew that gym because I used to manage it too. I knew the locker rooms were there. I knew it was a gym. It just needed a lot of love. And so I was like, you know what? That's going to be my cheapest way to get in somewhere is the plumbing's done. The front desk is there. All this stuff is there. So I took that money and went to that landlord's office and wrote a check for like $24,000 first month and last month rent. And I was like, oh my God, like what the fuck am I doing? So anyways, we got the keys and we got in there, and dude, we just gutted it. Like took out the aerobics room, took out the front desk, took out everything, and just built a brand new gym. And that was my first location.
Give it the love it needed.
And yeah, I'll tell you what, like during that pre-sale, the money that I was making was not, I was using a credit card because I live in Palmyra, we were going to Harrisburg. So to put fuel in my truck to get to the pre-sale office and the construction site, I was using a credit card that I couldn't even afford to make the payments on to put fuel in my truck. So it was a gamble, dude. I had that club for 11 months, and another local gym that we were putting a hurting on came and bought that location from me, and I went right back to the place that was locked up a year ago and reopened, negotiated everything with the landlord because that equipment was there and everything, and never looked back, dude. That was 2005. We opened Lebanon. 2007 we opened Palmyra, and in 2008 we opened your location in Elizabethtown.
That's awesome.
And dude, I never thought this far down the road, and we're currently working on franchising, so we have a couple locations, not in Pennsylvania, but we have some locations on the East Coast that are looking at franchising the New York fitness model.
That's amazing.
And that's where I'm going now is to work with other gym owners and to help them open up a club. Being in the industry this long, I've learned all the do's and don'ts. And this still changes, especially right now we have AI going on, so a lot of stuff's coming on with the new app you guys are going to see within the next month or two is going to be AI driven. So you can like do a push up in front of this app, and our AI trainer is going to say how to correct your form. So for a lot of people out there that can't afford trainers, or maybe, I don't know, for whatever reason don't want to work with a trainer, you can still use that app to help give you some type of guidance. It's not going to be like having a one-on-one personal trainer, but it's going to be some more help out there that's going to help our members. And that's, again, I'm in the industry of helping people, and the whole reason we started this is because we want to try to make each neighborhood healthier, one neighborhood at a time, and we're doing it, dude. So yeah, so that's kind of how I got to where we sit now in the podcast. We started this Times Squared, Alex and I, just to reach out to our members, because there's really no true balance in life. You might be, working harder some months than you are other months. You might be focusing more on your nutrition some months than other months. You might be focusing more on relationships, whether it's with your family or maybe a spouse or something like that. So there's no balance in life.
I was about to say that balance is almost impossible, I think.
Yeah, you just got to do what the hell you got to do that day.
Exactly.
And it's whether you make a list of shit that you got to get done, or whether it is, man, I'm building this business, and right now I'm 19 years old and I got to build this business because I need to have a future. I want to get married someday. I want to have kids. So it's whatever you got to do at this chapter in your life, and that's the whole purpose behind this Times Squared. So New York Fitness has a couple core values, and this is the one I'd like to ask all my guests. It's called QTE, and it's just quality through excellence. And this doesn't have to do with your fitness, your nutrition. It doesn't have to do with anything. But when I say to Mike, what does quality through excellence mean to you?
Well, I like to think of it as excellence through quality.
Yeah.
The more you put in, the more you get out. I like to look at it that way.
Okay,
Sure.
I like that. You just put a little twist on it. So yeah, I mean, the quality is whatever you're going to do. If you're sitting somebody's dog, you want to be the best dog sitter that's ever been there. You want to make sure that that dog has fun. It got out to the bathroom. It had no accidents in the house. It was fed. So no matter what it is, whether you're watching a dog or whether it is cleaning a toilet, you want to be the best at whatever it is. I can promise you, when it's my turn and I walk in that locker room and a toilet's dirty, like it's looking, and I haven't been in the military, but I can imagine what the military is like cleaning toilets, right? So I make sure that toilet looks as good as I can make it. So it's just quality in whatever you're going to do, whether it's personal training somebody, whether it's cleaning the toilet, whether it's dog sitting, whether it's making somebody a smoothie at the front desk, or whether it's giving someone a tour at the gym. We want to make sure that we're doing the best we can by that person.
Yeah, and that's exactly why you're successful,
It's still a grind. Nothing comes easy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to be that guy on the internet that says, hey, this is easy. We just sit back and we just print money. You know what I mean? Obviously, every business is in business to stay in business. So that means you got to be able to afford to keep the lights on and keep the doors unlocked. But really, we're in the business of helping people. And it's a lot of people, I'm going to say, unfortunately, a lot of people are out of shape and diabetic and not healthy. But it's fortunate for them that we're around because we're here to help them. So it's just taking that first step, walking through our door, and letting us sit down with you and talk about what you need to change in your life and how we can help you do it. That's why we're here.
Exactly.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah.
All right, well, dude, I didn't know what to expect today with you because we obviously have never met. The entrepreneurship, dude, I'm super stoked for you, and I'm going to keep in touch with you with that because I'm here to help you too, even with that. So if there's questions you have on the business side of stuff, like don't hesitate. I'm gonna come out and we're gonna get some workouts in out in E-Town.
I appreciate that.
So yeah, brother. Again, Times Squared Podcast. We're here today with Mike from Elizabethtown. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and if you have any questions, reach out, or maybe you could be the next guest on our show. Everybody have a blessed day.